Welcome along to another episode. This time we have my Night Goblins up against the High Elves. My opponent is practicing for an upcoming tournament in Paul next February. So this is the setup. This is the same table as I played my last opponent on. So that centre bed of rocks is Isle of Gork, Fungus Forest on the far side, and down here we're treating this little goblin camp as a building with 2 floors. The river, we're just treating as terrain that slows us down. The scenario we're playing is meeting engagement. I end up without my battle standard, and my opponent ends up without his unit of elf archers. So over here, my opponent has set up his swordmasters. It's a large block of them. In there, he's got the lawmaster, who has the Book of Hoeth. We're playing the 50% rules now, so yeah, he's well kitted out. In the background, there's Eagle's Claw, Bolt Thrower. Oh, and by the way, that unit has a Ban of the World Dragon on it. I don't think I said. And over here, he's got the other Eagle Claw, and as I say, he's got 30 archers off at the moment. When I have my battle standards. So over here, as I normally say, I love buildings, so I put my archers in there with the wizards. So there's no animosity for them. I've got my squigs, and I've got my 50 spearmen. In the spearman unit, it's got my general. The first turn is going to be a panic turn for me because he doesn't do enough casualties to anything, especially with all his low magic. Currently being at the moment, I am leadership 7 for my general. Yeah. And across here I've got my 2 war machines, my Doom Diver and my Rock Lobber. And in between there I've got my Goblin Big Boss on a giant cave squig. So at the beginning of this turn, my squigs fail animosity, and also then squabble with the guys in the building. So that cancels that out for me, which is a bit unfortunate. That's all I really do in my turn. I think I have my Stone Thrower as a go is Bolt Thrower. My Doom Diver tries to kill off a couple of Swordmasters, and my Big Boss, you can see there, is trying to run on to take on the archers. Or well, the Bolt Thrower. So, in my opponent's turn, he moves on with his archers on the top side there. This is quite good for me. If I can get everything moving, I might just go for that flank, take out the archers and take out the Bolt Thrower, and just work my way around the Isle of Gork so he can't engage me with his Swordmasters. Over here his Bolt Thrower lines up for some shots and causes a wound on my Doom Diver. I think his other Bolt Thrower also fired at my Doom Diver. After previous games, he's got a real dislike for them, and I've got a real good like for them. In fact, I think I should get another one. So at the end of the turn, it looks something like that. I haven't mentioned before, the Stone Thrower in my turn had to go at his Bolt Thrower and either hit and roll a 1 to wound, or wounded and roll 1 wound. Either way, he went for it, and to tell you now, I spent the rest of the game trying to take it out, and it failed miserably. In my turn, I start moving up towards the archers there. If I'd really thought about it, I would have got everything moving across there now. At the moment, I've just moved it up slowly to keep within my Night Shroud, but I believe I failed to get it off. As you can see, last turn, I managed to kill off a couple of squigs, while my goblins seem to be immune on that unit. This turn, trying to take out the Bolt Thrower, my Stone Thrower Rock Lobber misfires, so I can't shoot this turn or next. And so we're looking at something like this for my opponent's turn. As I said, this is a mistake of mine. I should have got my guys moving up. With that Isle of Gork basically being impassable terrain in the centre of the board, I could have got my units the other side of it, and he would have had a long way to walk. But unfortunately, I did not. So for his movement, he keeps it all pretty still because he doesn't have to move anything, so it all shoots. Apart from his Swordmasters, which hurry to try and take part in the combat. In the magic phase, he managed to get off like a fireball or something like that. I've been pretty good with him so far. I think this turn I used up the spell scroll. Yeah, I think I did use up the spell scroll on some of his spells he's trying to get out. But most of all, with my large units, it's not affecting me, which I'm grateful for. Yeah, there's that nasty Lawmaster. I have to say, this is one of my favourite elf characters at the moment. He's really unusual. He's a what, 2 attacks, great weapon, sword master, but knowing all the signature spells, it makes him very useful. With the Book of Hoeth, so far it hasn't worn him out yet, but I think it could be very useful used at the right time. So last turn, my opponent fired at me and killed 5 squigs. This turn he fires at me and kills what? 5, 11 squigs or something, plus one of the handlers. Yeah, so these poor guys are now combat ineffective, and still suffer from animosity as well, just throwing salt in the wounds. That was from 30 archers, that was some good shooting. So at the end of my turn it looks something like this. Sorry, end of my opponent's turn. So at the beginning of this turn, where I was thinking I'll go towards the left now, try and take out those archers, because I'm unable to swamp them with my character and my squigs, especially after my squigs got shot to bits. But unfortunately this turn my squigs suffer from animosity, and again it also affects my archers, so I am stuck in place there. I was lucky to take no casualties or anything. Yeah, somewhat annoying and pinned in place. So in the shooting phase, my Doom Diver fires and destroys itself. Awesome. Then in my opponent's phase, I'll show you some moving in a minute, but in his shooting phase he takes out my boss. That's right, knew it would come to me eventually. Through all his shooting there. So this is during my turn. I skipped a bit there. But basically my opponent didn't come forward in his turn, which really confused me. So this kind of gave me the leeway then to spin my guys around and start heading towards the bowman at the top. I threw my squigs out at full pace. Got nothing to lose, but they're immune to psychology, so at least they won't get panicked off. He has to wipe them all out. And I move up my archers with swift freeform and my spearmen. My stone thrower missed in my turn. My magic I managed to get off, so I've got the bubble effect on him, and that's it. All I can do. So my opponent's turn, he moves up as you can see there, and he shoots at my squig unit, killing off the last squigs. So I've now got 5 goblins that are immune to psychology left, which is somewhat awesome. He also casts miasma to reduce my ballistic skill on my archers, and he spends his archers to shoot into my archers, causing some more casualties there. So in my turn, with my archers at ballistic skill 1, I charge. Is it 1 or 2? I charge them up because I ain't going to get any shooting off. And my other unit, my spearmen, just follow up behind, trying to outrun these sword masters. In the background there, you can see my goblins went in against his bolt thrower. They go in and manage to lose 2, just my luck, for the loss of 1 of them. So it turned out to be a draw at least. I suppose it's only 15 points of goblin versus 70 points of war machine. So my opponent in his turn moves up with his swordmasters. I think I fired the stone throw at them actually last time. That's why I've taken a few more casualties. Landed on. I had a go at just trying to take it out of that lawmaster. Just a hope chance to heal Fair's look outside, but he didn't. My fanatics released, and that's it. In the match phase, he blows up my fanatic with a very small fireball. And he rolled, I think he only rolled 2 or 3 dice at this, but managed to get irresistible for it. And it was the Cascade, so he rolled a 3 or 4, and exploded, but didn't get sucked down the warp, and the explosion didn't really affect anything, because of course they all have a 2 upward save against any magic attacks, which also includes any of the miscasts on the damn table, so they were immune. Combat, Goblins managed to finish off that lone bolt thrower crewman with no loss themselves. So that just leaves me with 3 gobos that are in psychology. I wonder if this could be a way to get goblins which don't panic. I don't know how many few squeaks I can take and just take lots of psychology goblins, but just a thought. So, this is the start of my turn and how it's looking. I see I lost some more archers there. Yeah, his archers fired into mine, but still not doing too bad. It's the advantage of having a mass 50 of them. So, I charge in and get a flank attack as well, thanks to my 3 little goblins on the side there. I move up as far as I can with my spearmen, so I try not to get engaged with those sword masters, because I think we're on turn 5 now. Or no, it could be even turn 6, so he's only got 1 more turn left. So I use my wizard as a just a point where he has to charge it, and he might know able to wheel round, so that's what I'm hoping anyway. So my goblins do pretty well against these guys. For a change, the nets actually worked. I've also put the itchy nuisance on them to hope they didn't get their rerolls, but I only lowered their initiative by 1. That's what the purple dust represents. So they still got all their rerolls. And they killed as many as you can see there, but I won the combat. Then they break and destroyed, which is ideal. So I reform my guys looking this way. In my opponent's last turn, he decides not to charge. It's not worth running through the fanatic, so he pops out with his wizard and he does a death snipe against my BSB, and that's twice he's done it to him. Unfortunate. I'm gonna have to give that guy some sort of protection. So yeah, he was taken out. And then with a combination of fireball, which he did first and caused 1 wound on my wizard, and he then followed it up with Shem's Burning Gaze and finished my wizard off. So that was it. That was the end of the game. We totted up the points, and I think there's a difference of 20 points between us. There might even be closer than that from memory. It was a very tight game. My 3 goblins over there keeping the squigs score as mine. So I lost my 3 characters, my wizard, my standard, and my boss, and my doom diver, and he in turn lost a bolt thrower and the large unit of archers. So it was a good game in all. I'm glad I didn't have to fight the Poxy Swordmasters, and I hope you enjoyed it. So I'll see you the next time, and farewell.